Yo guys, what's up? It's your boy Jazzy, and today I just seen the new Spider-Man Brand New Day film in cinemas. Um, and I'm gonna be recording this video and talking about the film, what I like about it, what I did not like about it, and yeah, I'm just gonna be reviewing it basically. Obviously I'm gonna go into spoilers territory, so if you haven't seen the film and you want to see it, without any spoilers, I suggest you click off this video. But if you still want to hear this review, then yeah, let's continue with it. I made notes on my phone so I could talk about what I thought about the film in order. So the first thing that I really liked about the film was the intro. I think it's basically like a time skip where it shows Spider-Man and Peter Parker like life go throughout the years, like how it changes, where we see him fight like various different villains. Like I remember seeing Tombstone. He was fighting Tombstone. He was fighting like all these gangs. I think there was one called the Red Hand, which is like a ninja gang. But I don't know. I don't know a lot about the comics. The only two people that I know that were in the intro that I knew was Tombstone and Scorpion. I didn't know who the tarantula was or the boomerang guy was, but it was still pretty cool to see it. The editing did feel a bit like rushed, but other than that, it was a fine intro for the character, for the film. I also liked the whole plot with Spider-Man having to deal with his emotions with MJ and Ned, moving on with their lives and not knowing that they used to know Spider-Man, but Peter Parker personally, but they kind of forgot about it because of the No Way Home, which I won't go into too depth about it. But yeah, I think that was like pretty good. It's just seeing MJ, having a boyfriend now, and that kind of makes Peter depressed, which I'm pretty sure most Spider-Man fans like wanted to see a depressed Spider-Man. But yeah, I and also he has to deal with his body changing with the spider powers because now he's started to become more of like a spider than a human. Like he can't control his like powers, and he now has organic weapon, which I personally like the organic weapons better than the mechanical weapons. Like I understand why people like them, but me, it's just a preference for me. I just like them. I also like the cameos with Yelena. Yelena cameo was alright. I mean, I didn't know what they were gonna do when I first heard that she was gonna be in the film, but she basically like tells Peter about possession and like the main villain of the film, Jean Grey. And yeah, it's really funny because Peter meets her in like her office, which is basically like a spa, and it's a really funny scene. You should go check that out. Next up, I feel like I have to talk about is the Hulk, because I used to be a big Hulk fan um back when I was younger, and I really like the Hulk. So I thought he was. I know a lot of people didn't like him being in like he wasn't shown enough in the film, but I thought he was shown pretty fine enough. I feel like we had enough like Hulk action scenes, like him fighting on in like damage controls tower, which I thought that was pretty cool. Um I also like how he kinda stops fighting once Peter Parker's calm is down and he just falls off the building. I thought that was pretty cool. But again, I wasn't really that like whiny about him not being in the film that much because uh I really like the character. I really like how they did him in the movie. The one person that I wanted to see more was Scorpion because I don't know. I thought because I remember in Homecoming they were in like I don't know if it was the end credits or like the after credits scene where he walked up to Vulture and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna plan us to break us out." I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be like a big cliffhanger. We're gonna see Scorpion again as like a like not like it's like a main villain, but working with the main villain." But yeah, I mean, I still because here's the thing, I like Michael Mando. I liked him in Better Call Saul. I absolutely love him in Far Cry 3 as Voss. And yeah, I just think he wasn't done dirty. He's just like I just wanted to see more of him. But it is what it is. Another character that I really like is Punisher. Now, Punisher, I didn't know how they would do Punisher because I haven't really like read the comics of Punisher or like watched like a bunch of shows about him. But I really did like him and Spider-Man's dynamic, them constantly arguing and like you seen that one meme where Peter's like he Spider-Man's like this and Punisher's like arguing with them, and it was just really funny. Like every time they like interacted with each other, and the ending scene was pretty um where Spider-Man's in the hospital and they had like a very wholesome moment between them, both Spider-Man and Punisher, and fun when Peter has to get out the hospital without revealing his identity. He just gets out of Peter Parker, and we see Frank Castle wearing the Spider-Man mask, and he's just like cheering on, and it's just a funny scene, man. I genuinely like that scene. It's a pretty good scene. I like Punisher a lot in that scene. Another character that I really liked was Jean Grey. Jean Grey was obviously played by Sadie Sink, and obviously everyone knew that she was playing Jean Grey. Where I never really was into X-Men that much, but seeing her character was really cool. She was basically like this. She can possess people's bodies and can like transfer like soul like her mind into other people's minds so she can control them. And I thought she was a pretty good character. I didn't really know about her motives at the start of the film, but after like during the middle and the end, the third act, I thought, oh, I understand now. She's looking for a sister. When she finds out her sister's dead and that damage control killed her sister, she goes full on crazy. She starts like it's just like a force field that throws people in time, which is pretty cool. And I also like how Peter. And my favorite scene is probably from that film was like when Jean gets into Peter's mind and she kind of swaps places with Peter Parker, and where he has that talk with Aunt May. And yeah, I thought that was like pretty emotional. I really like that scene a lot where Aunt May is like talking to Jean Grey and she's like talking to because with Jean Grey's life, I'm pretty sure her mom abandons her and her sister when they found out that she had these powers. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty wholesome scene. And then obviously, Jean Grey saves Spider-Man's life where with like her force field when she got shot by Punisher, which is yeah pretty cool. Um, Another thing I want to talk about is MJ and Ned. Now I didn't know what they were gonna do with that scene with both the characters. I didn't know whether they're gonna make a reveal that they're gonna find out in this film, and if they're gonna find out how they're gonna react. I think MJ reacted pretty well. Like she found out because of the letter of that Peter was supposed to say to her at the coffee scene during No Way Home, but she didn't do it. And she was a bit surprised at first, but she was like, "Listen, that spell that Doctor Strange did work. I don't remember any thing about you or anything, but she still which she was fine about it, and yeah, I think it was pretty good. Um, I also love like the ending scene with Ned. Like he doesn't really remember, but when they start doing the handshake, that iconic handshake, she started like, "Oh, she wait a minute, I recognize you." and then it just cuts to like, I thought that was pretty good. I also want to talk about the cutscene, the after credit scene, where it shows the Spider-Man Spidey tracker that Ned made. It shows that Spider-Man isn't on Earth. They wish he was in space, which has got a lot of people speculating on what that could mean. Me personally, I just think since Tobey Maguire is going to be in Avengers Doomsday, that Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in space, because I just feel like that would make sense, because we don't, as far as I know and anyone knows, that we don't know whether Tom Holland's going to be in Avengers Doomsday. So yeah. Hi, this is me editing this video. Another thing that I didn't mention in the video that I really want to touch on is a little nitpick that I have is they don't really explain how Peter is able to get this equipment, and how he's paying rent on rent, because we see him throughout the film, he's buying flowers for Aunt May, and for Aunt May's grave. I'm pretty sure he buys it every week. And also he has all this monitors, this 3D printer thing, and this treadmill. Is how is he paying for all that? So yeah, it's nothing bad, but I just a bit confused with that. So yeah, back to the video. Well guys, that's gonna be it for my Spider-Man Brand New Day review. Out of 10, if I have to score out of 10, I'll give it probably an 8 or 9 out of 10. I'm pretty sure it's one of my favorite Spider-Man films. It's definitely in my top 5. I just really like the story and the character, and the dynamic between different types of characters. And yeah, that was pretty good. Obviously, if you like this type of video, always make sure to comment, and subscribe. It costs you nothing and it helps me immensely. Also, if you do like my content and you want to watch more videos, I'll leave a link in the description down below to my tier list of every Last of Us character in No Return. So if you like that type of content, be sure to check out. I'll put it during the end screen on my video. But yeah, it's been your boy Jazzy, and as always, peace.
Alien.